How much of like this new vibe do you think, Jeff, is completely related to the coach and his staff?
Yeah, I'm telling you, why not go with 100%?
Mm-hmm.
That's it's 100%. And I can only say that from my perspective of the people that I visit with, and I go in that locker room at least twice a week, sometimes all 3 times a week when they're available, with no tape recorder. I'm not interviewing anybody. I just want to visit, see, just by way of introduction, and it's amazing what you pick up. And there's certain players that have been here that it's a palpable difference, and it's from the coaching. The resolve and the resiliency of this bunch is becoming emerging evident, and whatever the coaching staff has set the table for early when they got together, it's taking root, and they are taking every bit of their coaching, and belief is a big part of that coaching. And I think it's really helping these guys.
You get so into the game. What I wish everyone can see is your reaction to the big plays, too. At one time yesterday, this was, I think, second quarter, and I forgot the play, Jeff. Maybe you remember, maybe you don't, because everything's been lost since then. But you stood up while you were doing play-by-play. You shouted this guy out. Not only did you shout him out, you started clapping, and you stood up, and you gave the player a standing ovation. Do you remember who that was?
Yeah, it was Kyle Manungai running the football, and it was a scrum. It was inside, I think inside the 25, inside the 20, and I just jumped out of my seat. I sat yesterday. I don't know. Ever since that game in Washington, I've been sitting more. And maybe this is a new thing. So when I got up, man, you saw me.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm losing my mind. I just love running football. Number one, I'm an old school meathead that way. I love running the football. Clearly, this head coach and his staff loves running the football too, because now they're the number 2 rushing offense in the NFL at 144 yards a game.
That's incredible.
Number 2 in the NFL. They are leading the league in 10-plus yard runs with 39. They are 3rd in attempts per game. They are number 9, and make that number 6 on first down at 4.91 a carry. These things all matter. And the Caleb's legs mattered yesterday. Pick up 5 first downs with his legs. So, I don't know. It was just the style. And then watching the game again, I'm sure, Tommy, you've done it already. And those of you out there who have seen it, the Darnell Wright pancake block on 4th and 1, he took Shamar Stewart and drove him from the right side of the offensive line of the Bears all the way across the field and just pounded him into the ground. Whatever's going on with Darnell Wright, and I talked to him after the game on my post-game interviews with Marquis. I've never seen him. I mean, he was great. He was great talking, and he's just a new man. Whatever.
Because he wasn't like that before, Jeff, right? Like he went.
Just a little on the shy side. He's not a big talker, but I mean, I think he's feeling it. And he had a bad wing, remember? He's got a bad elbow. And he's just killing people out there.
Shamar Stewart, maybe he should have held out the entire season, or at least skipped this game.
Right. But I love seeing that stuff, and I think that as attitude of the head coach on down.
How much of like this new vibe do you think, Jeff, is completely related to the coach and his staff?
Yeah, I'm telling you, why not go with 100%?
Mm-hmm.
That's it's 100%. And I can only say that from my perspective of the people that I visit with, and I go in that locker room at least twice a week, sometimes all 3 times a week when they're available, with no tape recorder. I'm not interviewing anybody. I just want to visit. See, just by way of introduction, and it's amazing what you pick up. And there's certain players that have been here that it's a palpable difference, and it's from the coaching. It's a palpable. They're the same player. It's just getting coached differently, and it's this belief thing that's taking root. Hey, I don't know where this is going to go, but
right.
It's a 5-win club in a division that's jangled up, and it's going to be a fight, man. This is going to be a fight to the finish.
To that point about the team kind of responding to the coaching, and you mentioned Darnell Wright. I think we all remember, we were talking about this just a few moments ago. Dan Roshar basically, had a verbal kick in the ass for Darnell Wright in training camp. And then Ben, I think, had some choice words as well. Some players, Jeff go into a shell. Other players respond, and I think you give him a lot of credit for being he's a former, 10th overall pick?
Yeah.
Accepting the coaching and getting the message and getting the most out of his own talent.
Right, because we've seen a lot of players over decades that didn't register, and they find their way to go to 7, 8 different teams.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a top 10 or a top 15 pick and that happens, you start to really wonder about the individual. And then, 7 years or 8 years later, all of a sudden, take an edge rusher, so all of a sudden he's got 10 sacks out of nowhere. Some coach got to him, somehow, some way. It's not all of a sudden he became a 10-sack-a-year guy after struggling for 8 years. I mean, the light goes on for quarterbacks later, but not players in the trenches or things like that. That's a whole coaching thing, and a realization of what I need to do to be a pro.
Talking about the Bears win with Jeff Joniak, it's Wins with Wallner. They're brought to you by Wallner Law. Wallner Law handles the toughest car accident cases in Chicago. Call them at 312-8-million, 312-8-million. Wallner Law, win with Wallner. And speaking of wins, Jeff, you and I were texting earlier today, and I asked you the question that a listener sent to me. The Crownham game of Arizona or this one for the craziest game you've ever broadcast?
Well, given the circumstances of the 06 being unbeaten, preserving the unbeaten streak, and you felt like, hey, this is going somewhere, I would say, but as I sat and did this podcast with Tom and going over what was put together in this game in terms of the craziness of 56 combined first downs, 141 plays and 1,071 yards, 329 on the ground, most of it for the Bears, 742 passing, 11 touchdowns, 4 field goals, 3 turnovers, all takeaways by the Bears, an opening kickoff return for a touchdown,
and a partridge in a pear
a
tree.
block kick, one and another miss that the Bears didn't have to pay for because there was a penalty on the other side. And then what am I missing? The onside kick, and they still won. and I jumped out of my seat. So I'm going with this one. My first year in 01, we had the back-to-backs, the Mike Brown, the pick sixes, Frisco and Cleveland. But yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take this one because, and it all things happen significantly in the final 2 minutes of the game. So you didn't know what was going to happen. You had no idea. And God forbid something would have happened in the final 17 seconds if Cincinnati had thrown a Hail Mary or something. I know. I'm going with this one. I'm going to go with this one.
Are the reports true? Did you jinx the Bears, too? Did you say something?
I might have.
What did you do?
I don't know. I was talking about having a drink after the game with Tom. And I was feeling good. And then Tom mentioned something about Miss America they're not giving out the award for Miss America before it's over.
Right.
And that Miss America line has resonated with a lot of friends of mine. Christine, I liked what Tom had to say. That put it in perspective. Yeah, what were you doing? What were you doing? I go, I don't know.
Is that how she said it to you?
Yes, exactly.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
What are
exactly.
you doing?
Well, that's how
my
he
guess
hears
is
that.
my guess is she didn't say it that way, Jeff.
No,
Christine, I got your back. I got your back, Christine. I got your back. I
No,
don't know
it
this
was-
Jeff
it-
guy's saying.
No, listen, I'll be honest. It was a little snotty.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a little snotty with me. Got a little snotty.
Let's hear why. This is here it is. Here, let's hear it now and how it happened. Did Jeff Joniak jinx the Bears?
Oh, God.
Don't start handing out the blue ribbons before the contest is over.
Well, I feel good. We're up 14. 2:35 to go.
They don't give it to Miss America during the evening gown. They give it to you at the end.
Bears up over 500 yards of offense. Pretty close. Doug also saying tap the brakes, JJ.
Wow.
Two guys, you were flanked by both of them saying, hey, calm down, Sparky.
right.
It ain't over yet.
Yeah, and one of my famous lines off the air, and it's usually fun, whether it's my daughters or Christine or anybody or Dan Burley from the Bears when they're getting under I'll say, calm it down. Calm it down. I say it all the time, every day. Now I got to look in the mirror and calm myself down. I can't do that again. That was
No, you can't.
Hearing that back makes me nervous. I'm starting to sweat. There's
If they
sweat
would have
going
lost,
down.
Jeff, you
I
would
know.
have been enemy number one.
I would have been public enemy number one.
Well, Fair definitely would have physically hurt you.
Oh, yeah, he would have given me
Yeah.
a side eye like you have never seen before. Oh, my God. That was hilarious, actually, but it makes me sweat.
By the way, before the game, did you get an opportunity to enjoy the great city of Cincinnati at all? Did you stay in your room?
No. As I indicated to you in pregame yesterday, we had the Pizzoli or whatever. We were going for the
Still
Pizzoli.
don't know what that is.
And by the way, somebody reached out and said you completely butchered the description of that. It's basically like a pizza cookie. It's a cookie in the shape of a pizza is how it was
It's a
described
skillet
to me.
cookie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Skillet cookie. Why would you just say skillet cookie?
Because it didn't look on the map. I didn't have it, but we asked if they wanted us to have I think it's Pizzoli.
Pizookie.
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 Yeah, Pizookie.
That's why
okay.
you didn't get the Pizookie, because you asked for the Pizzoli.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever brew pub we were at, that was the extent of it. It was within the 10-minute rule that Tom has, and we it was me, Little Z, and Tom, and we had a nice conversation, had a little food, and had a beer, and that was about it. Back to the room.
Jeff, if there's anybody who likes ice cream as much as me, it is you.
You're right.
And I'll tell you this.
Yeah, I
had the best ice cream of my life. I've
Life.
never had a better ice cream dessert than the scoop of ice cream I had, and they give you a couple scoops at Jeff Ruby's. They homemade their ice cream, and it was Oreo cookie, but with chocolate ice cream. And there was Oreo cookie in every bite.
And this is in Cincy?
This is in Cincinnati. I can now say that the best ice cream I've ever had.
Wow.
They are known for graders, so that would tell me that everyone's got to up their ice cream game.
Yeah.
And that's why Jeff Ruby's had great ice cream.
Well, that makes up for that
You
silly
just had a
Skyline
Pizookie
chili
or
stuff.
whatever it is
That's
you
right.
had.
That makes up for the silly Skyline chili. Who's eating that?
It's true.
I don't get all that, but
Have
anyway.
you ever tried it?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No? Did you ever try the cheese coney and not just like the plate of spaghetti with chili on it?
No, I don't know what that is.
No? Cheese coney's just like a hot dog
It's
with
a cheese dog.
And,
They
yeah,
call it
cheese
a
dog.
cheese dog in
Yeah.
Chicago.
No.
Cheese coney.
I haven't done hot
Well,
dogs.
we're talking about Cincinnati.
Yeah, no hot dogs in at least 20 years.
Really?
Haven't had one, yeah.
Wow.
Because you know what happened? Well, they're always offered, right, in the press box.
Yeah, that's true.
40 years of covering sports, I had a lot of hot dogs. But Tom at one point said, you know what? We're not eating hot dogs anymore in the booth.
really?
So no more hot dogs.
Wow. Were you breaking wind in there?
No,
after
but
a
he
hot
just said,
dog?
he goes, it's killing us. No more hot
I
dogs.
like how he's thinking
Really?
for everybody.
No more hot dogs.
That's great. All right, Jeff. We will catch up again later in the week.
All
Thank
right,
you for
good.
doing this with
Hey,
us.
thank you. That was great, guys.
Yeah,
Enjoyed
you're
it.
awesome.
Sylvia, it was awesome seeing your excitement in the booth, too, man.
It's
was
fun.
Yeah.
We're fans. That's
Yes.
how we came up through this.
Exactly.
And we want the team to win. And
By the way, I
you're
heard it was a
outstanding.
great booth, too.
It was
situated
Tom
correctly?
Could have had a couple couches in there, a bar, you name it. Yeah, it was a lot of unused
Spacious.
space. Unused space. Tom, you would have been more than welcome.
That's okay.
Is he not welcome at home?
Of course he is.
Okay, I just want.
I wouldn't crowd you trying to do your job in the middle of a game.
Yeah, no. Sit down then at a home game so I could see over you.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it at home. I
Every
don't know.
road game you sit down, and then when you get
No,
back,
no. This is a recent development. I'm not saying I'm going to do it all the time.
You should get him a special seat cushion now for his calling the
Oh,
game
that's
from a
right.
chair.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And
It's
brand
a
it like you
sign
have the
of-
voice
yeah.
of the
That's right.
Bears.
We don't want him to have like any, butt issues like, hemorrhoids or anything from calling games sitting down. So we got to get him a seat cushion.
Great. That's a good call by
Yeah.
you. All right, Jeff.
All right, guys. Talk to
See ya.
you. Bye.
There's Jeff
All
Joniak.
right,
Let me
Jeff.